My guest today is a comedian and member of the Olympia-based comedy group You Got It Productions. She's performed at comedy festivals all over the country. I'm excited to welcome Lynette Manning.
Hello.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
What have you been up to? I saw that you've been you were at the Washington Center for Performing.
Yeah.
I cannot say that.
Washington Center for Performing Arts.
I grew up with a speech impediment. And I forgot that was the case. And like, as I've gotten older, I'm like, oh, that's why I can't speak worth shit.
It is kind of worded a little weird too, but yes, the Washington Center.
It's just a fucking mess of words coming together. It's such a long name.
It is.
The Washington Center for Performing Arts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that.
For the longest time, I just called it the State Theater, but that's not, there's actually a State Theater and that's not it. So.
Is that just at the State Fair?
No, there's a State Theater like a block over.
Okay.
From that place.
There's a lot of that. Olympia is a weird place. I wanted to ask you some questions about Olympia.
Sure.
We're a minute in. This is the fastest I think I've ever plugged this, but if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit the notifications bell. Shout out to Chandler Noble Hatch for all of the commenting he's been doing. If you can't throw a comment in, shit on Chandler if you want to, shit on us, whatever. It just helps us with the algorithm. Also rate and review wherever you're listening. And then we are on Patreon now, patreon.com/FNFpod. There's my speech impediment again. But okay, so you're from Olympia. I just did it like the 16th. We're recording on 25th. What are the politics of Olympia? I'm very confused by it.
Oh, what do you mean?
Are they is it right wing? Is it left wing, or is it?
It would be more left, definitely. Yeah. Interesting.
So I'm not from here, and I'm sure that's like a dumb question for like anybody around there, but it seems like it's like Tumwater, that area. Does it go red pretty quickly from Olympia?
Yeah, you get Olympia, and then like when you start going south and you get into like Tumwater, Rochester, Centralia, it starts to go more right.
Chehalis,
yeah.
I did a show there, and I think somebody did like an anti-gun joke and everybody just started booing.
Yeah. They like the guns down there.
They enjoy guns.
They enjoy the guns. I think I did a joke about guns, but I did a pro because I knew that was going to
work.
Yeah. I was like, there was no security at the front door, but I would imagine if there would be, none of you would be able to come in tonight. It went well.
Fucking people love their guns.
They do.
Yeah.
It's true.
I don't have a strong opinion about it. Like I don't bear arms.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't have issues with people that do, but there's a guy that at this apartment complex, he's like my neighbor in my garage, and he opened up his garage door next to me. Like we were having a conversation. He was nice to me.
Yeah.
And then he opens up his garage door, and there's just an enormous Trump 2024 flag in there, and then a big like "Let's Go Brandon" sign.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, I just believe whatever you want to believe. That level of intensity and passion.
Yeah.
That's what confuses me. To decorate an entire garage with political memorabilia.
Yeah.
Like it's aggressive. Like,
it's
and he
pretty
just
aggressive.
goes in, he plays darts in there and just like talks fucking Joe Biden.
But does he have it like on his car and stuff? Like, does he have bumper stickers and things? Because actually it's kind of sad if it's all in his garage.
Yeah, it's closeted.
Yeah.
I don't think I notice anything on his car, but I feel like if you have the passion to decorate your entire garage, that would carry into other aspects of your, like there's no way your
definitely.
Facebook like wallpaper's not, like it doesn't just stop there, right? No. The back of your screensaver on your phone.
It's gotta be that. It's gotta be.
That's political porn. That's got to be like the top end of that type of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Like where you like when it's like, I'm so political, I only look at like right wing porn. Like that's.
I never really thought about that, but that's probably a thing.
That's probably a thing. Like where they're just like, I can't even look at this.
Yeah.
Because it. I might have to bring that on stage. That's funny.
That's pretty good.
So anyway, so you started in Olympia. When did you start?
So I actually started So I say that I started in May of 21, but like in 2019, that's the first time I actually tried stand up. I had my first open mic at Tacoma Comedy Club.
Really?
Yeah, and I did it, and it was fucking great. Like it was my first time, and it went really well. And then I did it literally like 3 more times, and then I just didn't again. I got pregnant. Pandemic happened, and I just was like, I tried it. I gave it a shot, and it was fun. And then, we kind of, everything shut down for a little bit. And then May of 21, I went to an open mic at a coffee shop in Tumwater. And I ran into some comedians that were local, the You Got It crew.
Yeah.
And also my friend Sam Miller. And he introduced me to them. And Ruben, who's in the group, he offered, he was like, I heard you did comedy. Sam said my name. I don't even know if you could say I did comedy. I did it 4 times in 2019, right? But Sam pitched my name, and they had a show coming up in like the next week. And he's like, do you want to be on the show? We need more females in comedy. And I was like, yeah, I got like 6 minutes. He's like, well, bring your 6. Like it sounded real cool, And I went back into my car. Like I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds great. And I got in my car. My husband was with me. And I freaked the fuck out in the car because like, it was just exciting. I was like, I'm going to be on a show. Like I canceled my family's camping trip to go do that 6 minutes.
And in hindsight, it was like an average show, or was it a good show?
It was a good show because it was my first show, like actual show. And I opened and I did well. And then everything just kind of started coming after that.
Yeah. I was very curious about your development because that area is not exactly a hotbed for comedy, and there's not a whole lot of infrastructure, but a couple people have really started rising through that. So like you, Jess Anderson, Sam came up through there, Gabe Rutledge is from Olympia.
Yeah.
And, You Got It. I did your guys' show, and I just want to shout out to all of you guys. Like it was a great show. Ruben Kierson, Amos Mack, and then it's Tana Manu.
Yeah, Tana Manu.
Yeah. I had no idea how long Tana has been doing comedy. Like he was doing a public access show with Brody Stevens. I did a road trip with Dwayne Goat. I'm just like fucking name dropping every Seattle. Just if you don't know these people, you're a piece of shit. But no, like they have been doing stand up together for over 20 years or something. Like it's wild.
Yeah,
and Tana still looks young as shit.
He does. Yeah, he does. He's fucking great. And it's like 25 plus years or something like that. He wrote on Comedy Central and
really?
Yeah.
God damn. And did like having that crew of people that had experience bring you in like that, how much did that help you?
It helped me like tremendously, honestly. Like I got in there and I had people like them that had been doing it for years. Had Sam Miller, who's from Olympia and been doing it for years too. And I feel really lucky that I got these connections right away because, they gave me advice and just how to do things. And
what was some like really good helpful advice early on? Besides like don't fuck comedians.
Yeah, don't fuck comedians. Well, I'm married, so that's not going to work out. Well, some people do. I don't know. Yeah. But this sounds really simple, but actually a friend of mine, Robert Moore. I befriended him. Cash Mo, yeah. I befriended him. I did a show somewhere. I can't remember what it was, but I met him there. And anyway, he said, like, he literally just said, just be funny. And I know that sounds simple, but like, and what he meant by it was like, just don't get into all the drama. Don't, feed into different things. Just go on stage, do what you do, be funny, and just focus on that and forget everything else. Yeah, I don't know. That's something that I think about all the time because a lot of times when you go online, there's all this drama, and you want to comment, but it's not going to go anywhere.
It's great. Like I think I tweeted this once. It's just like there's so many people in comedy that should be pursuing a career in drama.
Yes.
like it's just they're just in the wrong genre, you know?
Yes. Like I don't know.
I don't know. It's actually pretty hard to be funny. Like even though it's a simple thing, you have to take all these aspects of like, hey, the work of this isn't funny, and a lot of the people that you need to be around aren't funny, and like sometimes the people you're working for aren't funny, and like all of that is it takes away from your ability to be funny. So like, I don't know. It's funny to be in a space where like the commodity is that, but it's so rare still.
Yeah.
And I think there's some amount of like just not giving a fuck too. Like it's when you started and like you started building an act and stuff, how has your stuff changed over time? Like it's because I saw you this week.
Yeah.
And it seems to be pretty tag heavy in terms of like, it's not like this big, like huge punchline, but there's jokes along the way.
Yeah.
That I've seen Sam Miller kind of work a similar way. Like what's your approach been?
Yeah. So I think when I first started writing jokes, they were very long. And so the punch, I liked it because it was a big laugh. But I found that sometimes when I didn't get that laugh, I just wasted a fucking minute. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, that hurts really bad. So I'm trying to add stuff in between. It's really, adding the tags in, getting more laughs in between my jokes. Like I still want that story, but I need to fill in that middle part. And that's what I've really been trying to focus on.
How do you do that?
I look at the subject.
Secret sauce.
You're fine. I don't know. I'm just not that deep, I guess. I don't know. Like I look at the joke and I just think of other things that relates with the joke or little things that I can put in there. And I don't know. I just play with it. I don't know if I have like a good joke structure writing technique. It just kind of comes to me. And that sounds really fucking.
Well, the reason why I ask is I talked to you about this at least when we did a show a while back. Like you have a lot going on and getting on stage every night from Olympia isn't always an option.
Yeah.
So like, how are you able to work and continue to get better without being on stage like that?
Yeah, I think that just in everyday conversation, I think it's like you can't just have a conversation anymore. You think of things that could be funny or something that made the other person laugh, and I just bank it. I put it in my phone real quick. I write it down real quick, and then when I'm done with my day job, I just get at it and try and work on that. A lot of times, I don't have time to go to like a lot of open mics and stuff, so really it's not great. But I do new stuff during shows, and usually I'm lucky enough that it works okay. But I still will tweak it, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't get to get on stage as much as I'd like. I
fucking bird outside is out of control. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. I do.
We're talking about comedy gold. These stupid fucking these crows out here
crows.
I don't know what's going on this time of the year, but like the other day there was just a fucking turbine of birds like spinning out in this like.
Does that murder of crows come through here? Like they do. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see them more in like Renton area.
Yeah,
fucking scary.
They're Sorry, that was I look like a squirrel right now. Yeah, that's interesting. So, I guess like as somebody that gets up as much as I can, I think there's pros and cons to both because you're living so much life and you have those moments and what you're alluding to is like, hey, if you're making somebody laugh in your regular life, that's like you just being you and then getting it to translate on stage. Like there's a lot of people that sit and fucking write for hours and they're like, is this funny? To like the group, to the audience.
Yeah.
And like, it's a lot of work that doesn't like, I think some people need to go through that to find what their voice is.
Sure.
Whereas you seem to have found it pretty quickly. Like, where are you looking to take things past that? Like, how are you trying to get better now?
These are good questions, Adam.
Yeah, I
don't know. You're so good at this. I should have prepped somehow.
Look, I've had a lot of spare time lately, so I've been really deep on Lynette Manning.
Oh shit. How do I get better from now? I don't know, man. I think just more experience. I think that I had an advantage coming into comedy just because of like I am older. I'm a lot older than a lot of the comedians that I'm coming across. So like I have lived life. I did do a bucket list thing where I tried to do a bunch of different things and I got all these crazy experiences, things that I think a lot of people haven't had. And so I don't know. I just keep living the life and just getting more life experiences to relate with audiences. And every time I think of something that I'm like, oh, no one else is going to relate with that. They do. And I just say it and it works. So yeah, I don't know. I guess, I don't know.
How glad are you that you didn't start comedy when you were like 22?
Part of me is happy about that. Part of me, I think it would have been easier, I guess. I probably would have been able to do a lot more. But I have such a great support system that I feel like I actually get to do a lot now. But yeah, I don't think I'd have much to talk about if I started back when I was 20,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
yeah,
it's just like
a lot of things that I talk about right now is just like fucking like, you know,
life
experiences, having family and jobs and, you know, shit that I've done. I don't think I did much of anything. I was actually a very sad younger person.
Really?
So,
Let's dive into that. This podcast just went to full
as I said that, I'm like,
mode.
That's probably not a good thing to say out loud.
No, you're good. I think we're just trying to go for honesty on this, but you mentioned your support system. Like, I don't know anybody. I mean, when we did a show together, I pulled you aside and I was just like, what? Number one, like, how did I not know that you were doing what you're doing down here? But then also, like, why haven't I seen you? And you basically said, like, I'm a mom and I'm working full time and I got comedy and, you know, you're a wife, obviously. Like, how do you balance all that?
It's difficult. It is difficult. And I think that I have like a rock of a husband, you know what I mean? He's so supportive. He's so proud of me for everything that I've done. You know, he's my number one supporter. Whenever I get a call, he's really excited, or get a show. And I think that is something people are surprised about. Like, I always get these questions from folks like, oh, he lets you go do that? I was like, he doesn't let me. You know what I mean? We're a partner. It's a partnership. I run things by him. You know what I mean? I'm like, is it okay if I go do this? He says, of course. You know, he'll stay home. He'll take care of that. And I have, you know, my son's godmother. She's amazing. She's actually been his daycare since he was born.
Yeah.
When I was pregnant, she offered to do that for me. I have family in town. I have really good friends that I trust that can watch my son while me and my husband go off and do things. So it's, but as far as the balance goes, I mean, it's nice because my day job, I've been there, I'm going on 15 years now, and I have a good position. I get to work remote, which is nice. So if I do have to travel, I can work wherever, which is really cool. And I mean, my boss is super supportive of me doing comedy too. So it's,
That's tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're doing that type of stuff though, when you're doing gigs and like you go to him and you're like, hey, I got to go do this gig. Like, is there a certain point where he's like, after so many, he's like, yeah, so like
there is,
yeah,
my husband, there is definitely, because I did realize I was saying yes to everything, right? I was like, yes, this is amazing, this is great. And after a while, I was gone. I mean, I was gone a lot, and it does bother him, and the balance does get off, and it does cause issues. You know, it causes arguments and things like that. So, but I think with that, it's just communication with me and him. Is that, you know, if you truly don't want me to go, I will not go. But he wants to be supportive, so he says yes.
Yeah.
And then when I'm like in Spokane, like things are hard at home. You know, it's like, oh shit. So I need to be more mindful of that too.
No,
myself.
It's fucking like a reason why I ask is it's related to shit that I've been dealing with, and it, like, I think what it stems from is when you start stand up, you don't know when you're going to get opportunities. So it feels like you are just in entertainment in general. Like it's such a weird way of how you get offers and shit.
Yeah.
So like you want to say yes to everything, because if you say no to something, you don't know when that next opportunity is coming.
Yeah.
And it feels like if you turn something down, you're fucking yourself over. And I don't know. I think it puts a lot of pressure on comics and then their partners and all of that. And I don't really know the right way to like deal with it. I think saying no sometimes, even like if it's something you want to be doing, if it's for the better of the long run, like you got to do it. But it's, I'm trying to look at my own shit and just being like, you know what? It's being on stage as much as possible is not the end all be all.
Yeah.
And like, I see a lot of like high level comedians that are on stage constantly. And I'm like, they look like when they get off stage, they don't look happy.
Yeah.
Like they're like, it's like they need fucking ice bags on them because they just went and fought and like there's definite like a lot of mental illness in this space, and even when people are successful, that doesn't mean that the mental illness goes away.
No,
you know?
yeah, absolutely not. And I mean, I'll tell you, this month has been crazy for me. Like I think this is the most shows I've done in a month, and it really made me think. I was like, I need to say no. I have to. And but it's also been like a really good month, like as far as like
that's
comedy
the worst
career.
part.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, the shows that I did get booked on, like they're probably gonna be really good for me.
Creatively, you're flourishing.
Yeah.
But like personal life is just in flames.
Yeah. It's like my fucking house is a mess right now because I'm just not there doing shit.
And it's I don't know. I don't know personally. I'm about to go on the road. Oh, to getting hot around the ears.
What's that? Yeah. Oh, I was like slipping back. I have a stupid head.
Just go back. Yeah. That made no sense to anybody that's just listening. I'm about to go on the road for like 10 days or something, and I'm staying in my buddy's van, which is super nice of him to do it. But I'm like going down to fucking Salem and St. Helens, and I'm excited to do the shows, but I'm also like, I'm good on the state of Oregon, I think, for a while. Like I just like I'm not looking forward to it. I'm also not one of those people that like when you go somewhere and they're like, hey, what is there to do here? I'm just like, I'm just gonna play fucking computer games on my Steam Deck and like sit in this van, I think. But I guess I should be better about it. But I think in and around this level, it's such a strange thing, you know, like that's what I'm sort of grappling with right now is like, is this long-term, is there enough in this market that really makes sense to justify continuing doing this at, you know?
Yeah, that's it. I think when you and I talked after that show that we did in Some Water, that's where my head is now. You know, I'm like, it's taking up so much of my personal time. I'm at a point where I'm like, what is this? What does it mean? Am I trying to, you know what I mean? I'm like, am I trying to be big time? Or is this still just something I'm doing for fun that I'm good at? You know,
right now, what's the name of your first special if you get one?
If I get
gun
a special,
to your head right now, yeah.
Oh, I've been on a high since last night over that show, and I just keep saying, "What the fuck is this?" And I think that I literally texted that to someone this morning. I'm like, I think my album's gonna be called "What the fuck is this?" Because I'm in awe, man.
What was the show?
I was at the historic Everett Theater last night, and it was Brett Ernst that was the headliner.
Yeah.
And then Josh Firestein was there, and then myself, and I was the guest spot. And you know Brett Ernst?
I have seen Brett, and then obviously I know Josh. He's coming on in a few weeks. But
okay, yeah. So like, to be completely honest with you, I didn't know about Brett's stand-up. I knew him from Cobra Kai, like the TV show.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? And I love Cobra Kai because I'm a huge Karate Kid fan, right?
Really?
So yeah, I fucking love it.
And so you're just jacked up about working with this guy?
Yeah, I was like, I'm just excited. And like, I was in the green room. I was the first one to show up, and then he walked down the stairs.
So fucking cold in that green room.
It's so cold.
I hate how cold it is.
Yeah, I was like, it's pretty brisk down here.
Yeah.
But then he just walks down, and he's just like the coolest dude.
Yeah.
He comes up, gives me a hug, and he just starts talking like we've known each other for years. Super nice.
Yeah.
And he did great. You know, he was really nice to talk with and stuff. And then after the show, I think it's Yuji, the guy that played Shozen in Karate Kid 2. Don't fuck with me right now. Don't make fun of me right now. But he came down the stairs. I freaked out. Yeah. I was like, and like everybody already knew that I was like a fan of the show. So like they were all cracking up at me. Him and Brett are talking, and I'm just like, I'm fucking freaking out right now. Oh my God. And so, I mean, I've done shows with like great comedians, but like for me, like this was such like a big fucking, like, these are celebrities that I just see on TV and I've known since I was a child.
So weird.
And it freaked me out. And then I just had this feeling of like, I don't know, man. I just have this like grateful feeling. It's all kind of happened to me very fast. And, you know, I think you get that weird imposter syndrome, just like the Washington Center for Performing Arts.
Yeah.
I can't say the whole thing either. I felt like I wasn't supposed to be there. You know, it was me and it was like 4 other national headliners. You know, I was like, why am I here?
Because the work's there. Like it feels really weird. That imposter syndrome thing is tough, you know.
Yeah.
But like you got to take the opportunities when they come and like do it in stride. That place, for anyone who hasn't been, I'm not saying the name. I'm done fucking trying to say that name, but it's so vertical. Like it's
very vertical.
It's like fucking straight up, and there's it seats like 1,000, and it was such a strange. I don't necessarily think it's the best for stand up, just like how you perform it. But I did the more on Thursday.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And it was 1,800 seats, and that was insane. Like I just never, like you were talking about Brett. Like I worked with Ari and Soder, and it came together like the day of. I got the text, and I'm at the more. I'm like, Nirvana recorded an album here. Yeah. Like, this is insane.
Right? Yeah.
And then like Eddie Vedder in the Even Flow video, like he climbed up and like jumped off in that, like that was at the Moore. And I saw Norm Macdonald there and shit like that. It was just talking about like big moments. Like personally, I've been going through some shit right now, but that moment, like what Ari meant to me comedically, like he influenced me a lot. I think I've talked about it on here quite a bit, but it just, dude, like it's so cool to work with people in comedy that get it. Like that they were in the spot that you're in right now, and they treat you as a comic, and there's so much like negativity and shit around. Oh God, it ruined this passionate moment for me.
Wow.
It's fine. Yeah. So it was just, I mean, like watching somebody on stage that I was listening to that fucking podcast of his before I got into stand up. And then I saw him at the Neptune, and a week later I started doing stand up, and that was fucking 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I went on stage, I opened, and I came off stage, and I felt so douchey saying this, but I went up to him. I was like, "Hey man, I know this is weird, and I'm like, I saw you 4 years ago at the Neptune as a audience member, and like it got me into stand up, and I've like, it was so important to me, and like you have no idea how big, like how much this means to me." Yeah. And he was so cool about it. And afterwards, like we got dinner and stuff, and we hung out, and it was just like, I got to hang out with 2 people that like they're very important people in the history of American comedy. Yeah. Like they're, for good and bad reasons, each one. But it's just like they treated me with so much kindness, and I'm like,
that's fucking huge.
There's other people in the industry that don't behave that, even like at the lowest levels. You know, you're like, I just don't know why there is so much like negativity and anger and shit like that. And like, I'm sure people watching or listening to this are like, oh, he got that, and I didn't get that, or why did he, like, it was, I took a gig that led to me becoming cool with somebody that, you know, I got an opportunity out of, and like, whether or not I'm the right person for that opportunity, they felt that was okay. And I'm very lucky. Like there's, I think Gabe Rutledge talked about it, where he's like, you try to understand this industry, and like there's skill and then there's luck, and it's important in like it's, you're playing poker in this space. So like you need to be prepared when that comes, but you still need to get the opportunity, you know? Yeah. So it's, I mean, you've gotten opportunities early, but you've also capitalized on them. So fuck, like there's no shame in that.
No, it's funny you say that about, that's great that he received your comment to him well, because I'll tell you this, and I'm not just saying it because I'm in your home right now, is that's who you are to me. I don't know if you understand that. Like when I first started, or even right before I did comedy, I saw you on posters. I saw Sam on posters. I saw Gabriel on posters. I went to your guys' shows. I saw you perform.
Really?
Y'all are like, you are them to me. You know what I mean?
That's tight.
I'm trying to say that, but that's it. It's just like fucking like Sam Miller. I make a joke about it, but like I saw him for the first time. I thought he was so great. I went to like 5 of his shows back to back, and like the fact that now we fucking chat like friends. I'm like, whoa, this is wild to me. Jess Everett.
Yeah.
I never really got to work with him until recently. But he made such an impact on me when I did like this first open mic that I did in 2019. He was there. And then the second one that I did, he closed that show, that open mic. He got on stage and he was like in the middle of his set. And then he looked down at me. He's like, "Hey, you're good. Keep doing this." And I fucking like freaked out. I went home. I'm like, I can't believe the headliner loved me. You know what I mean? And
then you just found out it's just Jess
no,
Everett.
No, that's not it. What I'm saying is like that starstruck. No, he's great. But like that starstruck, feeling, like I'm living that right now. And I'm fucking grateful to be here talking with you. I see I'm gonna watch your podcast. I'm like, I can't believe when you reached out, I'm like, me?
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I like what I've seen from you, and some of it is just like how you vibe with somebody too. Yeah. Like I've done a lot of these, and it's hard to get good chemistry when the vibe isn't there. So like if I feel like somebody is just like doing or wanting to do this because it's, I don't know, an image thing or some shit like that, I just can't. I never got that from you. So
yeah. No, I was afraid. I'm like, I don't know if I'm that interesting. So
no, you're
like,
good.
Let's go.
I appreciate because it's I think it's just part of the process a little bit. Like you start and then you're looking up to certain people, and then eventually you become that version of that person to somebody else. Mm-hmm. But we're all just trying to do this thing, which is incredibly hard.
Yeah,
and some people handle it by like getting really angry instead of angry at the situation and like how difficult it is, they take it out on their peers, and it's sad. Like I don't know. There's a lot of fucking mental illness in this space, and I hate seeing it some of my friends have gotten wrapped up in it recently, and it's, I don't know. You have to be crazy to do this thing. Yeah. And the more I've been doing it, like doing it full time and stuff, like it changes the dynamic a lot too. Like I think having a day job helped me in the sense of like having that balance.
Okay.
And sort of just like being like, you know what, like even if this show doesn't go very well, like I still have this other thing. Whereas now it's like, it feels more important.
Yeah, you know? Like you're dependent on this now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's also not a good thing. Like it's like I shouldn't really. I remember when I was doing bar gigs and I was like, yeah, I don't really care how this goes or whatever. But I don't know. It's a strange, there's an aspect of it too where you like, once you start free falling and you take that leap, there's a weird like comfort and confidence that comes with it, because you're like, I'm not really qualified to do anything else. I'm very bad at most things. Like I can do this somewhat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't fit in well with people, and like I don't want to anymore and shit. Mm-hmm. So probably gonna have to sell a lot of my stuff, but like
I'll make it work.
I'm just gonna have a few books and hang out with people. But
I mean, you're only a few things away from that.
There's not much left in here.
Going on in here.
Yeah. The people watching probably have noticed that some of my belongings have been pared down. So
it's okay. I did want to shit. That's the problem.
I did want to ask about festivals a little bit, because you've done some.
Mm-hmm.
Which ones have you done, and what have you gotten out of them?
That was another thing that blew me away last year is that, I was told that when you apply for festivals, it can take forever to actually get into them. I think that I applied to like 10 and I got into 7.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean?
Any that were just like, you wish you hadn't done?
Not that I wish I hadn't done. I didn't put like I was so excited to get into them that I made like every effort to go to them, right? So I am kind of fucking in a hole because all the it's all travel expenses on you.
Yeah.
The one that I enjoyed going to, but as far as a festival goes, was the Detroit Women's Comedy Festival.
Yeah, Allison Fine went to that too.
She
right?
did, yeah. So we actually went together because we both got in. Shout out Allison. Yeah. We went together, and so that was fun. We met people at the show that invited us over for a barbecue and shit like that. Like, and we made friends with them. So like that was fun. The festival itself, I think that my humor didn't really work well there. And
it's Detroit, so it's like
no, because they have another festival in Detroit that I think
Motor City.
I think I'm gonna apply for that one.
Yeah, but, my buddy Dave headlined there.
Oh, so, nice, yeah. Cool. Yeah, I might apply for that one, but it's just I didn't have a good experience. My humor wasn't really going well. And then like the headliner, I can't remember her name, but I said a joke and it is kind of a corny joke, but like her being the headliner, she's in the back in the room and she's like, or something like super loud. I was like,
what the fuck?
Huh. You know what's crazy? No, I'm not going to I don't know.
Let's fucking burn some bridges now.
Bridges.
Yeah, fuck this women's festival. Let's just, you're never going, no, you're only going back if they're paying for you to headline.
Yeah, right. That's why I'm going, that's when I'm going to go back.
No, you don't have to say names.
The people there were great. No, you're fine. We did shows outside of the festival and Allison was great to be there because she's very social. When I'm done with a show, I'm done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that has to do with like during the day, like I'm so on with like day job stuff.
Yeah.
And at night, when you're on stage, you're so on. And as soon as I'm off, I'm off. Like
I barely can do just the on stage stuff right now.
Yeah.
Like when I was doing the day job thing, the people that like come up to you and like, hey, how was your weekend? I'm like, just get out of my face. Like there's nothing about you that's interesting to me. And like, I don't want like, oh
yeah.
And then I don't know. There's a lot of people in comedy where like it's an endless well that they can fill of socializing. Like it's really what brings them happiness.
Yeah.
I am always alone in a corner with somebody. Like I just like
I get my safety person and I go do that. That's my jam. And the older I get, the less people I need to be around. Yeah. Honestly.
I don't know. I think that's probably a good thing too, because there's not everybody's. I think over time you just realize like everybody's doing this for different reasons, and there's nothing wrong with those. Yeah. Those people, but like, let them do that, and Yeah, and we still get together and we have a good time, but that after party thing is I'm over that. Yeah,
I'm over it.
It's a lot. So you did that festival.
I did the Vail Comedy Festival.
How was that?
That was amazing.
Really?
Yeah, Vail. Have you been to Vail?
Yes, yeah? I forgot. I went with a broken ankle.
Oh shit. Yeah. Why would you go to Vail with a broken ankle?
It was not a good choice.
Yeah. Did you go snowboarding with a broken ankle?
Family vacation that was already booked, and I broke my ankle the week before.
Oh shit.
So I was just on like Percocet.
Okay.
At 13.
Yeah.
Sitting in a fucking terrible hotel room with like altitude sickness or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I was fucked up. It was
shit.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I remember my mom at one point, she came in, she's like, maybe we could take you out on the mountain and put you in a little sled and we could ride down and push you. I was like,
you're just high.
No. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
But
let's not do that.
Yeah. Anyway, Vail.
No, Vail. It was great. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. Ski resort, super fancy, rich town or whatever. But the festival was a blast. The producer of that is Mark Masters. I don't know if you've ever come across him or talked with him.
Yeah, I think we did.
Was he there that night? Yeah. So he's actually the producer of that of that festival.
Hey.
He runs the Vail Comedy Show there monthly as well, and he did a fantastic job. Like he really it was the first year I think it was done. He really worked with a lot of the businesses, so he got like gift cards and stuff for the comics. So like when you got there, you didn't really have to pay for like food and stuff like that, which was nice.
That's
right?
great. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. They paid for hotel lodging as long as you partnered up with people. I'm past that in my life, so I went. Mel actually from You Got It. Mel, the manager, our manager, she came with us.
Oh, nice.
Or came with me to support and just be there, and it was a lot of fun with her. But no, so like I got there, got our hotel. The bag of like goodies came to our rooms. Like he had it all scheduled to go out.
Fuck yeah.
He like scheduled like bagel breakfasts and like pizza lunches. Like literally, like you really didn't have to buy food, which
that's
huge. Yeah, right.
Especially when you're paying for travel and lodging.
Yeah,
like it adds up quick.
And I think when you got there, you got onto like 3 showcases. That was probably my favorite one. I did the South Dakota Snow Jam festival. That was the first festival I ever did.
How was that?
That was great. It was super fucking cold as shit.
Yeah.
It was in January in South Dakota, and it was cold. It burned.
Why wouldn't you just do that in the summer in South Dakota? Like
I think that's part of it. It's like to bring crowds out during the winter. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Yeah. So it's like to have people come out and enjoy themselves.
South Dakota so much.
You hate South Dakota?
Yeah, just like we had to go there to play hockey when I grew up in Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
And it was like we'd go to these tournaments and it was like minus 30 or whatever. Like it was so cold. Yeah. And you couldn't, I mean, we had fun with it still, but I don't understand why anyone lives there. Yeah. Like I guess you can hunt pheasant.
Yeah. Oh,
that's
a plus.
That's okay. But
I hated it too. When you looked at the weather, it said like 7, but feels like -2. I'm like, just say that fucking -2 part.
Yeah,
like if it feels like it is. You know, like what the hell?
And then with the wind chill, it's like minus 35.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I don't fuck with the cold.
Yeah.
It's been bad enough as it is here locally. Like
It is a different cold, but it still fucking burns of it.
Oh yeah. That the worst kind of cold to me is when you go outside and your nostrils freeze. Yeah. I don't fuck with that anymore.
That's what somebody said. They're like, make sure you put a scarf on because like your mouth will hurt like if you talk outside or something. That I was like, why do people live there? This is true. That was still a lot of fun though. My brother came with me to that one. That was really cool.
How much do you end up spending on a festival on a given, like for average?
Like what I pay like out of pocket to go and all that jazz?
Yeah, per festival.
Probably end up paying like about $1,200 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not terrible.
It's not awful.
Have you gotten any work out of them?
Festivals. I mean, I did the Upper Left Festival here in Seattle. And you know, I got to see more comics that way and they got to see me. So I think that I got some bookings off of that. Mm-hmm. That was something that another piece of advice that I got, I think it was from Miss Susan Rice. She's wonderful. You know, we're talking about doing festivals and she's like, you know, if you want to go do it, that's great. But really focus on like where you're going to be and where you're living. And so I didn't really do much here in like Washington and Oregon and California and stuff like that. I mean, in New York, they said, yeah, I'm welcome back anytime. But I mean, that's still me flying to New York to do stuff. Which is nice. I mean, I have made connections. We're all connected social medias and stuff. So I'm sure that I could reach out and all that. But yeah, I haven't like gone back to do anything in those places necessarily.
Yeah, it's a strange, I mean, I think there are certain festivals that are worth more than others, like more valuable, but I don't know. You go, you meet a bunch of comics, you hang out, you like.
Yeah, and then you like learn how small this comic world is. Like the fact that Mark Masters, you know, he came and did our show in Tumwater. I was like, oh, crazy. We're in Denver. This is nuts.
It's wild.
I actually met him at there you go. I met him in South Dakota.
Really?
Yeah, I went to the South Dakota one. He was one of the comics on there. And then he, you know, produced Veil Comedy, and probably that connection and him having seen me live probably helped. I mean, I still went through the judging process and all that stuff, but yeah,
nice.
That was nice. Yeah.
So long term, before we get into story time, like long term, what is it that you said you're trying to figure out what this means for you or whatever, like what are you trying to do? What does success look like? And just keep asking the same question different ways.
No, it's a good question. And I think I've recently been trying to figure out, you know, the whole don't say yes to everything. Honestly, I've been really lucky in most fucking maybe 90%, if not more, of the shows that I've done, it's because people ask me to do them. I don't do a lot of like reaching out to do particular shows, but that's my goal this year, is that to scale back on all the yeses of offers and really go after the shows I want to get on. Yeah. So, the show last night at the Everett Historic Theater, like I had reached out to Corey Michaelis, and I was like, I put my hat, my name in the hat and stuff like that, and I was just waiting for a callback.
Shout out to Corey Michaelis.
Shout out to Corey. I'm saying a lot of names, but I love them all. They're great. So where was I going with that? Oh, yes, my goal is to reach out and do more feature sets this year. Mm-hmm. I'm really trying to build my time. I feel like I have probably 45 minutes worth of stuff. I'm proud of like 27 of it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So really just getting a stronger set and doing more feature spots instead of like all these little like guest type things. Yeah. That's my goal.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into story time. I'm going to cue up our music.
Hey.
It's story time. It's story time with Adam. Yeah, it's story time. It's story time with Adam and friends.
I'll show you afterwards.
Yeah.
It's tight though, right?
That's so cool.
Producer Henry wrote it for us. So.
Nice. That's my son's name, Henry.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had a naked 5K.
Yes, I ran in a naked 5K. So the whole thing about starting comedy is because I put it on a bucket list of mine. And so on that bucket list was a naked 5K. And I found one. It's called the Bear Buns Fun Run in Canixu Ranch, north of Spokane. They have some here, but that's a little too close to home. I didn't want to run into someone I knew, so I'm not doing that. So I've done it twice. Anyway, and it's super cool. I got there, it was crazy. I got there with my friend. As we kind of went into the camp, we passed like people that were showing us where to park, and every time we passed someone that was showing us the park, they were like slowly losing their clothes, and I feel like they did that on purpose to help us feel comfortable. Anyway, so we get there, and it's like I thought I was gonna feel real uncomfortable, but like the entire place, like everybody was naked, and like I just couldn't wait. I was like, and there's nothing. I think I watched your podcast recently, and there's nothing sexual about it. Actually, it was a family-friendly park. At this particular park.
Okay.
I will say that. But we rolled in, and this like car parked in front of us. We're still a little bashful.
Who was we?
Me and my friend.
Okay.
A friend of mine went with me. Sorry.
No, I didn't know if it was like your husband or
Oh no, my husband would never go to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another. Anyway, he's such a supportive man.
Yeah.
But no, a friend of mine, and we get out of the car, we get undressed, and then the guy in front of us gets out of his car at the same time, and all of a sudden, like, we're walking side by side with this naked man, and I couldn't help. I was like, fuck, I gotta say something to this dude, right? I was just like, how are you doing? You know? And he's actually a real runner. And then going to that race was the prize of a race that he won. And I was like, wow, you're a good sport. And he said he wasn't going to come. His wife convinced him to. I'm like, well, where's your wife? He's like, she's not coming. I was like, oh, shit.
Was there like anybody just like full micro penis though? Was there like...
There was that. I mean, but that's it. Like, I don't even know how to describe. Like, there was some.
Yeah.
I looked. But I mean... At the same time, like I thought it's one of the coolest experiences for me. And I think it's because I felt like there was nothing sexual about it. And when nobody has clothes on.
Nobody was running hard though, right? Like
no, there was actual runners.
No, I mean hard. Like
oh no.
Like there you're saying there's nothing sexual about, but there wasn't any creeps or anything.
I didn't see that.
That's
no. Yeah. I'm like honestly they just became bodies. And the coolest thing to me is that like when no one has clothes on, you can't tell like classes. You know what I mean? You don't know who's fucking making money, who's not making money. We're all just human beings.
The caste system's gone.
Yeah, like everyone's just people. But the part about this race is crazy is that it was clothing optional. So you could wear clothes, and there were like a handful of people that were fully dressed. And I was like, "What's up with these fucking perverts right now?"
Yeah.
Like I'm naked. I'm like, "This is a pervert. What's he doing here?"
Like, because Reese Green, he was on here and he did like the solstice, like naked bike ride.
The bike ride. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what did it feel like? How was it?
It was like, I've always dealt with like body stuff, you know what I mean? Like just like insecurities and things. It was very liberating. It was. Yeah. I was just like, oh, and this is great. Nobody's judging me. There was all kinds of shapes and sizes and all that stuff. It felt fucking wonderful. I mean,
tight.
Yeah. I was like, I've done it twice. I might do it again this year.
Did you run faster because you were naked?
No, but you know what? When I was waiting for the race to start, it made me think of, like, I must do this when I'm naked in the shower. I was standing there just slapping my body.
Really?
I was just like, I didn't even know I was doing that. I was just eventually I was like, oh shit, I'm just smacking my fucking body right now. The weirdest part of the thing, the weirdest part of being in a naked 5K is that they have to have EMTs there because it's a race. So you're walking, running past like these EMTs that are just like, this is like, they're just judging.
Yeah.
And then they are invited onto the grounds because there's a barbecue afterwards. No, there's it's a whole weekend of events.
Yeah.
But there's a barbecue afterwards. So I'm standing in line fucking naked with like a tray, getting a burger. And like, I got two like fully dressed EMTs on each side of me. I was like, this is weird. Like this is fucking odd. So,
you didn't get dressed afterwards?
No.
You stayed naked the whole time?
Yeah, you stayed naked the whole time.
Damn.
The entire time. They actually had like a spaghetti feed and dance the night before and shit. All naked.
God.
You camp out for the weekend.
So it's basically like a nudist colony.
It's a nudist, yeah. There's people that live there year long. This is one of their events that they open up to the public. Yeah.
God, it reminds me, Matt McClowry, he's a super funny comic. He's been on before, but he has a joke or a bit about performing at a nudist colony, and he's got Asperger's. And he's like, I'm performing at this nudist colony and I'm making more eye contact than I've ever made in my entire life.
Oh, shit.
And like, he has a tag in the beginning of the joke where he's like, I was performing at a nudist colony. And then he looks down the front row and he's like, by the way, it's good to see you again, sir. He's such a good comic. Like, oh, yeah, super funny. But
that's cool.
That's tight though. So you're going to do it again?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm probably going to try and do it. Yeah, I'm probably going to try and do it again this year.
Fuck yeah.
Which is kind of scary too, because now that I've worked in Spokane, I'm like, I might know people that come now.
You're super funny.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay, here we go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on. Was there anything you want to promote or plug on your end? Social media.
Yeah, social media. Follow me at Lynette Laughs on Instagram. It's just Lynette Manning on TikTok. And then I have a website, LynetteManning.com, where I post all my shows and stuff.
Hell yeah. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks
Appreciate
for having
me. Thanks everybody for listening. Please make sure to rate and review us wherever you are listening. And if you're watching us on YouTube, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notifications bell so you don't miss our upcoming content. Throw in a comment if you like this episode, and doing all that helps us quite a bit. Also, we're on Patreon if you want to support us, patreon.com/FandFpod. And as always, follow us on Instagram at FandFpod. We're going to leave you with Jaga.
I just make the waves, I don't write them. I can hear the lyrics in my spirit as I write them. Why you wanna walk and talk just like them? I can't get caught up in all the hype and the excitement. I just make the waves, I don't write them. I can hear the lyrics in my spirit as I write them. Why you wanna walk and talk just like them? I can't get caught up in all the hype and the excitement. My wave pool, my wave pool. Welcome to 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 my wave pool.